to episode 15 of FTCE Seminar, the Florida Teacher Certification Exam podcast, where we talk about testing tips, study hacks, and how to pass the FTCE. I'm your host, Mercedes Musto. In today's episode, I'll be talking about the FTCE General Knowledge English subtest. This is part 7 of a multi-series review of what you need to know to pass the English section of the GK. So let's get started. Last episode, we discussed pronouns, and I mentioned the difference between subject pronouns, object pronouns, and possessive pronouns. Well, now that I think about it, we also reviewed that these pronouns can be singular or plural. For a review on this, please listen to episode 14, because today we need to dig a little deeper and talk about a pronoun's function in a sentence and how that determines its case form. Concept 7, determine and select pronoun case forms. You may be like, what? It's okay. Let's review some sentences so we can understand and visualize proper pronoun usage. The stuff is on the test, so let's get started. Listen carefully to the following sentence. Laura and me are swimming at the University Aquatic Center this Thursday. First, identify the pronoun. Listen carefully. Laura and me are swimming at the University Aquatics Center this Thursday. If you selected me, you're correct. Hey, give yourself a selfie high five because that's a hard one. Next, ask yourself if me is the correct pronoun for this sentence, and if not, then why? You may intuitively know that me is incorrect because the pronoun should be I, as in Laura and I are swimming at the University Aquatic Center. But why is it I? The subject of the sentence is Laura, and, well, it's Laura and me, followed by the verb are swimming. Therefore, a subject pronoun must be used, and me is an object pronoun, not a subject pronoun. Examples of subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. On a side note, remember the subject of the sentence is the part of the sentence that has the person, place, or thing, followed by the predicate of the sentence where the action is. What noun is doing what action, basically? In this case, Laura and I, subject, are swimming. Action. Boom. I love swimming. Listen to this next sentence for how to use the object pronoun me correctly. Laura gave the swim goggles to me. Is there actually anything wrong with the sentence? Okay, let's ask some questions. First, what is the pronoun in the sentence? I know, you're right. If you answered me, you're totally correct. Next, is the pronoun me a subject or object pronoun? Here's a hint. Examples of object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Okay, so me is an object pronoun. Now here's the catch. Where is the pronoun me in the sentence, and is it in its correct form? What? More questions? Listen to the sentence again. Laura gave the swim goggles to me. Analyzing here. So Laura is the subject of the sentence, and gave is the verb. Therefore, and in this case, me is not in the subject of the sentence. Wait for it. So it's the object, and it is an object pronoun. So yes, this sentence is correct. Whew, gosh, that was tough. And you know what? When you take the test, you'll run into some questions where the sentence is actually factually correct. And in this case, you would select no change necessary from the multiple choice answers. You know, I've always found the correct sentences to be the toughest to analyze, but you did great today. And with a few more exam prep tasks, you'll pass the test. So let's review. There's a lot of questions to consider when you are identifying pronoun case forms. Just remember to ask yourself, what is the pronoun in this sentence, and is it part of the subject of the sentence? If it is, then ask yourself, is this pronoun a subject pronoun? And if not, correct it. At first this stuff seems kind of complicated, but after talking it out, I feel more comfortable with all this grammar stuff. For more practice with pronouns and grammar stuff, visit FTCEseminar.com to study the English portion of the test. The important thing is to start studying today so you can pass the Florida Teacher Certification Exam. Well, what are you waiting for? Check us out on YouTube at FTCEseminar.com and start studying today. This is your host, Mercedes Musto. Join me again on FTCE Seminar, a Florida Teacher Certification Exam podcast. Boy, that was a little bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? So you can pass the FTCE. I'd like to thank Kate, Samantha, and Pickens Multimedia Studio at the University of West Florida for making this podcast possible.